All right, guys, welcome to the Off the Bench podcast. So before we get started, please, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications button. So we're making some adjustments to the YouTube channel, what's coming out, what's getting released. So the Off the Bench is going to move to Mondays. And then the THL is going to be replaced by FFL Building Blocks Call. That will be on Wednesday at noon. So this will be the last Wednesday Off the Bench podcast. And then moving forward, this podcast will move to Mondays. And then every Wednesday at noon will be the FFL Building Blocks Call. And the goal of that call is really what the name entails, building. And the goal of most agents that join FFL, once they figure out how to sell life insurance, is to build a business so that if, God forbid, something happens to them and they're not able to go out and grind week in and week out, make sales, that they have an income coming in because they've built a team of agents surrounding them that sell insurance and the bills get paid. So I'm going to go through a few minutes of what we've changed over the last few months and why we have taken off the way we have and the direct correlation in the two. And it's crazy because, in this business, I've learned a few things over the last 12 years. But one of the things I've learned is if you don't adapt and change quick, you're going to drown. And so, a lot has gone on since December of last year, January of this year. A lot of change in the economy, in the way things are going in the world, with how we advertise, what we can say, what we can't say, with the leads, the lead flow, the types of leads we're using, and then recruiting. So what we've started doing is taking all the recruiting stuff on our own, as opposed to hiring staff, training a staff member to understand what we do here at Family First Life, to talk to new people and get them interested in coming to work here as an independent agent at Family First Life. And if you think about it, it's like if you want to learn how to shoot a basketball, instead of having Michael Jordan show you or talk to you about basketball, you have Michael Jordan who talks to Tonto, and Tonto listens to Michael Jordan and then talks to you. Instead of Michael Jordan directly talking to me or teaching me or training me or getting me excited, I've got his representative, who, by the way, is not a bad person, just not Michael Jordan. And what we've realized is there's no better recruiter than you if you've done this business at a high level. And so I think we fought it for a while because you get through, and most of the folks that have made it in this industry have been through some stuff. And you get to the point where you're like, all right, so I've gotten past this. I've gotten past this. I've gotten past the fact that I used to run 30 appointments in a week. I've gotten past the fact that every Saturday was gone and I missed family events. And now I'm going to just sit back and coast, right? Well, wrong. That's not the way it works. And mind you, that's not the way it should work. Like, I don't know anybody that, works for 5 years, 10 years, and then just stops and just, plays video games all day. Like, I look at people that are in the construction industry, or I look at people that work at corporate America, and they start their careers, and if they're lucky or fortunate and the company's good, they're with the same company for 30, 40 years, and then they retire. They get a watch and a pension check if they're lucky. But then we have people with unrealistic expectations or crazy false sense of reality where they think they can work for 5 years or 10 years and then just not do anything. And that's not the way it works here. And so, there was a lot of adjustment going on over the last 6 to 8 months. And I think at this point in time, we've got it dialed in. And we've got it dialed in to the point where we're getting 3 to 4 new writing agents a week. And the only reason is because we're directly involved. And it's not that we're special, but we're doing the initial the initial talk, right? So if someone's interested in getting an insurance license and working here at FFL or becoming an independent contractor here at FFL, the first person they talk to is me. I get to ask them questions. What have you done in the past? What did you like about what you did in the past? What's some of the toughest things you had to go through in your business career? What's some of the toughest things you've gone through in life? How do you feel about helping people? How do you feel about investing money? I get to ask questions to let me know whether or not I feel this person is going to be a good fit for us. Am I always right? No, I'm not. But I'm definitely got a better chance at bringing on and working with people that are closer to what I'm looking for than if somebody's just asking as an employee. And again, there's nothing wrong with being an employee. Like, I'm not mad at that. But that's not my cup of tea. It's not why I got in. It's why I'm in the business I'm in, because I didn't want to be an employee. And that's why most folks that are calling us, the right ones, are in the same situation. They don't want to be an employee. They feel like they're worth more than what the company they're working for is paying them. They feel like they do more than what they should do and get paid less than what they should get. And that happens a lot when you get good talent. So when we're talking to them and you're talking to people that are saying the right things and you're getting a good vibe from them, then we're moving forward. And if I'm talking to somebody that I'm not getting a good vibe with, I have the ability to go, you know what? I just don't think this is going to be a good fit. The difference in having a recruiter and you doing it yourself is a recruiter's numbers are everything. Your recruiter's pay, maybe their bonuses, are directly tied to numbers. The more people they recruit, the more money they can make, right? So they're going to recruit more people than you will, in a sense of they're going to recruit everybody that they can. I'm trying not to recruit people. I don't want the wrong types of people. I think we've seen that over the last year and a half with the amount of fraud, people writing bad business, people that are weak, they buy leads. It's crazy. Like we got agents that are crying about these types of leads. And I'm going like, dude, it's embarrassing. First of all, have some respect for yourself. Second of all, you give those same leads to another agent, and they go out and help 4 or 5 families. And that agent's brand new, just doesn't know any different, has a good mindset, goes into the day with a positive attitude, picks up the phone, starts dialing at 7:30 in the morning, sets the appointments because he's got a good attitude and he's expecting people to say yes. He goes out and helps people. Those are the types of folks I want to work with. And you'd be surprised how many people that might request information on getting a license are just, maybe have an idea of what sales is, but not really know. Like, I'm brutally honest with people. I let them know, hey, this is not for everybody. If it was, first of all, it wouldn't pay as much as it does. And second, we would already be at I don't know, 10 billion, right? So if you're honest with people, you ask the right questions, then you move forward with the people that you feel you have a much better chance at having success with, right? And then once we get them moving, we have our new agent training camp, our boot camp, which is on our FFL Agent Hub. They go through that. We're telling them, hey, listen to the entire training camp. Write your questions down as you go. Some of the questions you write down in the beginning will probably be answered by the end. But once you complete the entire training camp, then you call me and I'll go through any questions that weren't answered. We're going to make sure your leads, your schedule, and your phone scripts are tight. If we can make sure those 3 things are good, you got a really good chance at winning. And then when I'm talking about leads, I'm telling people, look, in my opinion, so we spent the last, 4 or 5 years, you're trying to make this easy for people. And I think we've done everybody a disservice and an injustice. Because I can tell you, when I started in the business, Jamie and I, we were cold calling, for crying out loud. Yes, people hung up on us. Yes, people yelled at us. Yes, people cussed at us. But you know what it taught us? It taught us, first of all, that I'm not going to die if somebody hangs up on me. I'm not going to die if they cuss at me. They can't reach through the phone and choke me. So what's the worst that can happen? It taught us to be tough on the phones. It taught us to get beat up, and it taught us to grind. It taught us to keep dialing even though you didn't want to. So when we bring agents in, we're trying to give them cherry pick great leads where they get no objections and Peter's just waiting to say yes. We're not teaching that agent anything. Nothing good in life comes that easy. So when I'm talking to these new agents, I'm telling them my suggestion to you is to get as many old leads as possible, because I want to see what happens when someone hangs up on you. I want to see what happens when someone yells at you. I want to see what happens when you get cussed out on the phone. I want to make sure you're not going to curl up in a ball in the corner and pee on yourself. I'm looking for tough, mentally tough. That comes in all types of forms. And then if they just follow the system on the phone by 7:30, dialing 3 times in a row, dialing through your list 3 times in a day, not setting less than 10 appointments in a day. If they follow that system, they're definitely going to win. And if they follow that system, I don't care what type of leads they buy, they're going to make sales. If you have a positive attitude and you follow it the way we say works, because we know it works. We've watched countless number of people do it, right? And then we just stay in contact with them. This is a contact sport. And this is, in my opinion, FFL wide. Like, some of the challenges that I think we've gone through is a lot of this automation stuff, because we've tried to take everything away. Like, oh, I don't have to send them an email with the voucher for the licensing class. I don't have to send them an email when they're halfway done, or I have to send them an email when they complete their course, because the system knows it automatically sends them an email for me. Well, guess what? That's not personal touch. Like, people want that relationship. You know what companies like these MLM companies and some of these other companies that don't pay a whole hell of a lot of money. You know why they're so massive? It's because they have a team atmosphere. People want to be a part of something. So when you ignore that and you start sending out all this automation stuff, and it's not a personal touch, you're not picking up the phone, reaching out, going, hey, how's your day going? What can I do to help? How many leads did you get? How many appointments did you set? Did you have any objections that you didn't know how to handle? When you're not doing that and you're leaving it up to a computer, you're going to lose people because you don't care about them. So what we've realized over the last 6 to 8 months is we've got to get back on the horse and go back to work. Like, not that we weren't working before. Yes, we were at the office, we were talking to people, but what were we really doing? We're wasting time trying to talk to the same people we've been talking to about the same stuff we've talked to them about for the last 6 to 8 months. Like, Mike Fowle and I talk all the time. We talk about things that are new and relevant, things that are happening, because there's nothing I need to tell him about this business that he doesn't already know. There's nothing that you more than likely don't, unless you're brand new. Like, if you've been here for longer than a year and you've plugged into the calls that we have, to the higher level or to the next level live FFL Corporate does, and you're on the live dials and the call on Mondays with FFL all, you already know what you're supposed to do. Like, everybody knows what they're supposed to do. It's a matter of just doing what you're supposed to do. So we got to get back to reaching out to new people. New blood brings excitement. New agents raises the bar for everybody. Because when you have a new agent come in and it starts lighting it up, people that might have been coasting start going, wait a minute, what's this? And then they go back to work. That's what it's all about. That's what we've changed. And that's why we're having the growth we're having. And it's not going to slow down. My goal and my hope is that every one of you start doing the same thing. Mike's doing it. Now Josh is doing it. We are the best recruiters we have. You should have staff. Yes, you should have a social media marketer. You should have a contracting assistant when you need it. But as far as recruiters go, you should be doing your recruiting. And then teaching other agents how to do the same thing. Teach them how to help 25 families a month. And then teach them how to hire and teach them how to recruit other people. You want to build a massive agency and you want to duplicate yourself, duplicate yourself. Don't duplicate a staff, duplicate yourself. So guys, I appreciate y'all hopping on. So next Monday will be the off the bench. Again, Mondays will be off the bench. Wednesdays will be the new FFL building blocks call. And we're looking forward to launching that. It's going to be somewhat interactive. We have a jot form that's going out weekly. If you have questions, scenarios, things you're running through, and guys, please don't send me stupid questions that you can find on your own. Like, I'm patient to an extent, but when someone sends me a question like, "Hey, how do I run an Americo quote?" I'm kind of like, seriously? Like, the way I figured it out is I called the insurance company if I couldn't just figure it out, right? So I'm here to help. We're here to answer questions, but my goal with this building blocks call is to work and help people that are trying to build a business. Whether that's learning how to issue 30, 40 a month, help 30 to 40 families a month, whether that is how to recruit and build a business, whether that's what to do with your taxes, finance, stuff like that. And when I say taxes, I mean like find a CPA that knows what he's doing, because that's what I'm going to tell you. Whether it has to deal with how to deal with adversity, how to deal with, issues inside your team, all of that stuff we're going to talk about, we're going to dive deep into, and we're going to build this thing. I'm super excited for 2023 because we've got some massive momentum going into the new year. And then FFL convention, annual convention in February again at Tropicana Park in Florida is going to be insanely beneficial. So if you're not registered for that, please do so now. You don't want to miss it. I promise you the speakers are so we got A-Rod, we've got, again, Dave Anderson, Fly Girl. There's a couple other ones I'm missing that I can't remember. But it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be absolutely crazy. You don't want to miss it. So, guys, thanks again for hopping on. I appreciate you sharing some time with me. I'm looking forward to launching next Wednesday the new building blocks call. And everybody's welcome to join. I don't care if you're with FFL, you're not with FFL, you're inside FFL National or not, you're welcome on. We welcome everybody because the more people we help, the more people get help. So make it a big week, guys. Until next time, take care.